Good morning, this is Mrs. Merrill. Today we're going to be talking about Learning Target Objective 5.1, which is solving one-step and two-step equations. I have this divided into two separate PowerPoints. So we're going to look at the first PowerPoint, solving one-step equations, and then we'll look at a second PowerPoint, which is solving two-step equations. To review, let's think about what an equation is. An equation simply is a mathematical sentence with an equal sign. It says two math expressions are equal. Take a look at 2x plus 3x equals 30. Well, that's an equation. Notice it has an equal sign. We are comparing two things, and we are saying that those two expressions, 2x plus 3x and 30, we're saying those expressions are equal. Remember that equations must maintain a balance. You must do the same thing to both sides of an equation as we are solving. Now let me explain what I mean. Here is our first example. Suppose I ask you to solve x minus 3 equals 8. I'm wanting to know what is the numerical value that x is representing. To solve this, I am going to do something to both sides of the equation. In other words, on both sides of that equal sign, I am going to do some mathematical operation. Add, subtract, multiply, divide, that kind of thing. So I want to get the x by itself on the left-hand side as we begin. So I am thinking, how could I undo negative 3? It's x minus 3 equals 8. How could I get rid of that minus on 3 to the left-hand side? Well, if I do the opposite operation, which would be adding 3, then I would be looking at a negative 3 plus 3, which would give me 0. And remember, what I'm doing to one side of an equation, I must do to the other. The math would look like this. So see how I added the 3 to both sides. When I add the 3 to the left, negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So I just get x, x plus 0 is just x. And then on the right-hand side, 8 plus 3 is 11. Notice how I am writing the steps beneath each other. And remember, if you do something to one side, you must do it to the other. So when I'm adding when I'm adding positive 3 to that negative 3 on the left, I have to add the positive 3 to the 8 on the right. Let's look at another example. Here we have a plus 8 equals 1. Remember, I want the a by itself on the left-hand side of the equal sign. What can I do to get rid of a plus on 8? Well, I'm going to do the opposite operation to eliminate that 8. So I'm going to subtract 8. Now remember, when I subtract 8 on the left-hand side of the equal sign, I have to subtract the 8 on the right-hand side of that equal sign. Notice the positive 8 and the negative 8 cancel each other out. That gives me 0. So 0 plus a is just a. And then on the right-hand side, I do the math. What is 1 minus 8? Well, that's negative 7. So again, remember then, by undoing what is on the left, I then solve to get my answer on the right. Remember, you must show your steps as we go through and do these problems. Here is another example. Solve 5x equals 45. I want the x by itself on the left. What can I do to get rid of a times on 5? I need to eliminate the 5 on the left. Well, that reverse operation would be divide. Here's a take on the math. Here we have 5x equals 45. To get rid of the times on 5, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. Remember, what you do on the left of that equal sign, you must also do on the right. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so I have 1x, which 1 times anything is just itself, so 1 times x is x. And 45 divided by that 5 gives me 9. Now, something that is an important step that we want to do, now I think my answer is 9, but I'm not sure. So I can check it by simply substituting into the original equation. So 5 times 9, does that equal 45? Yep, it sure does. So then I'm checking my answer by substitution, and I know that 9 is correct. Now, you can do whatever you want to an equation, as long as you do the same operation on both sides. So now what I'd like you to do to practice with me, I want you to try to determine the best step to make the solving easier. So here we go. Look at number 1. 3b equals 6. Try not to look at the answers that are on the right. 3b equals 6. What would I do to get rid of a times on 3? Well, I divide by 3. Look at number 2. X minus 8 equals 7. What would I do to get rid of a subtracted on 8? Well, I would add 8. Look at number 3. A plus 5 equals 9. I want the a by itself. How am I going to get rid of an added on 5? Well, I'm going to subtract. And then subtract the 5. And then looking at number 4, I have y divided by 3 equals 9. How do I get rid of a divided on 3? You know, it's divided by 3. How do you get rid of that? Well, you would multiply by 3. Let's look at a couple more, and then I'm going to have you try some. Again, try to figure out what's the best first step. So, number 1, negative 2 times x equals 8. So I want the x by itself, but it's got a negative 2 times on it. How do you get rid of that times on negative 2? Well, you would divide by negative 2. Remember, on both sides of that equal sign. Number 2, 2x equals 7. How do you get rid of a times on 2? Well, divide by 2. Again, on both sides of that equation. Number 3, a divided by 6, or a over 6, equals 9. How do you get rid of a divided on 6? They divided a by 6. Well, the opposite operation of division is multiplication, so you would multiply both sides by 6. And the last one, number 4, we've got a negative 3x equals 9. How do you get rid of a times on negative 3? Remember, I want x by itself. So the opposite of multiplying that negative 3 would be dividing by negative 3. Now, I've got 4 that I would like you to try, and I want you to show your steps. So let's look at number 1. 3b equals 6. That's 3 times b equals 6. Write down what would you do, and again, what you decide to do on the left-hand side of that equation, you must do on the right as well. So write it down. Now let's look at number 2. X minus 8 equals 7. I want the x by itself on the left. How can I get rid of that subtracted 8? Again, when you figure out what you're going to do, make sure that you are writing it on both sides of the equal sign. Number 3, a plus 5 equals 9. I want to get rid of the added on 5. Think what you're going to do. Write it down. Remember, write it under the expression on the left and also on the right. And the last one, y divided by 3 equals 9. What are you going to do? How do you get rid of that divided by the 3? Y divided by 3. How do you get rid of that divided by 3 part? Again, try to write it down. Now let's look at them. Here's the first one. Did you divide by 3? How do you get rid of a times on b? You do the opposite operation. So we divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And remember, on the left there, 3 divided by 3 is just 1. So that's 1b is just b. 1 times b would just be b. Here's your number 2. How did you get rid of the subtracted 8 on that x? Well, you would add it. See, you add 8. Opposite operation. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. And remember, anything added to 0 is still that same number, so it's just x. X plus 0 is just x. And then do the math on the right. 7 plus 8 is 15. All right, here's your number 3. Take a look at it. It had an added on 5. Did you subtract 5 from both sides? The positive 5 minus the 5 is 0, so that's gone. So then we have A equals, and then what is 9 minus 5? Which would be 4. The last one that I ask you guys to look at is the y divided by 3 equals 9. How did you get rid of that divided by 3? You should have multiplied by 3, and the 3's cancel each other out because you have 3 divided by 3, which would be 1. So then you would have 1y or y equals, and then 9 times 3 on the right-hand side would be 27. Now I want you to look at something. Sometimes the variable might be on the right. I always like the variable on the left, and so I always say, try to get the variable by itself on the left. But in all reality, sometimes the variable's on the right. Take a look at this. You still do the same thing though. You find where the x is. I want the x by itself, always. So in this example, we've got 10 equals negative 5x. I want to get rid of that times on negative 5 to that x, so I divide both sides by negative 5. When you end up, though, you get negative 2 equals x, which is the same thing as x equals negative 2. Now take a look at this one. Here's another one where the variable's on the right as opposed to the left, as we looked at in our earlier examples. It's the same thing. You have negative 2 equals x divided by 3. Even though the x is on the right, I still want it by itself. So how do you get rid of that divided by 3? Well, you just times 3. So I multiply both sides by 3. The 3's cancel out. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And x over 1, or x times 1, is just x. And then 3 times negative 2 gives me the negative 6. Now, something else I want you to look at is when you see the opposite of n equals 9. In other words, a negative sitting there in front of the variable. Well, remember that means negative 1. When you see a negative in front of a variable, it's implied to mean negative 1. So how would you get rid of a negative 1 times onto the n? You would divide both sides by negative 1. However, there is a shortcut for this, and you may want to remember this so that you don't have to do the work there. The shortcut is you simply just change the sign. So if the opposite of n is 9, then what's n? Negative 9. So the shortcut, again, is simply to change the sign. Now, it doesn't matter whether the n is on the left, or the variable's on the left, or the variable's on the right. Here's an example where the variable is on the right. But again, negative 8 equals the opposite of x. So what is x? Well, it would just be 8. Again, the shortcut is to simply change the sign. I have one other thing I'd like you to look at that is a little different, and that is the absolute value of x. Remember, when we talk about absolute value, it's the distance a number is from 0 on a number line. And so you can have both the positive and the negative, because remember, distance is never negative. So when I say how far is 6 from 0 on a number line, you say 6. But if I say how far is negative 6 from 0 on a number line, you're also going to say 6. So remember, the absolute value of a number is both its positive and its negative. Then I have a warning that I wanted you to look at. Take a look at this. How do you eliminate the 2? Now be careful. You have to look at the sign in front of the number. So a lot of students would look at that and say, oh, that must be a negative 2, so I'm going to add 2. No. You look at the sign in front of the number. So in order to solve this, that is, when you look at that, you've got 2 minus n, and so you would subtract the 2, because that's a positive 2. So you would subtract 2 from both sides. Here's the math on that. Like I said, this is a little bit tricky. So I look at the sign in front. So I subtracted the 2. I got then negative 5, and then with the negative 2, I get negative 7. Then look at that negative. See, I've got negative 7 equals the opposite of n. And what's the opposite of n? Well, that you change the sign. You remember the shortcut. So n is 7. So you may want to take a look at that. All right, that's all that I have today on part 1. We'll be looking at part 2 here in just a couple minutes. Thank you very much for listening.